You're probably worrying about the wrong thing this week. And honestly, I've spent an awful lot of weeks getting wrapped up in imagining all of the things that could go wrong that never ever did. And I'll bet you have too. Before we go on, let me ask you one question. If there was one thing that you could do this week to be able to make sure you got the week right, what would that be? A few weeks ago, I was into my busiest week, headed to the Oklahoma Mission of Mercy. Emails to answer, telephone calls to make, meetings to attend, details to attend to. But I made a decision to walk away for just 3 hours, but to walk away and do something that I thought was ultimately more important. I stepped away from the busyness of all of the things that we were doing and spent time with my grandson. I could have been on the phone. I could have been answering emails. I could have been showing everyone around just how busy I was. And sometimes being busy and being needed feels really good. Sometimes it feels like we matter. It feels like we're important. Instead, I was outside. I was listening to his little laugh. I was playing with him. We were enjoying the world as he saw it, giving him my full attention, listening to the way he laughs when something just tickles him and makes him full of joy. And you know what? I don't regret that decision one bit, because everything I was working on, it turned out just fine. We helped people. People were taken care of and were fed. The volunteers were well cared for. The mission of Mercy accomplished everything that we hoped for every person who arrived. And in reality, everything was just fine. The world that I was worrying about, putting all of my effort into, didn't fall apart because I stepped away for just 3 hours. Sometimes we confuse urgency with importance. Most weeks in our jobs don't change the world, but they do shape the way we look at the world. And the weeks that I'm most proud of are the ones where I was doing something that really mattered, not the ones where I just thought I was looking important. So before the rest of this week gets away from you, before your calendar gets overfilled, before your email box is too stuffed with messages to respond to, before you fight those imaginary battles, think back to the question. If there was one thing you could do to make sure you got this week right, what would it be? Everything else, you should just make smaller in your life. That's it for today. From the Grandpa Chair, I'm John.